Days of Our Lives spoilers. A tidal wave of turmoil hits Salem. Rejection, revenge, and a reckoning. In the ever-turning kaleidoscope of life in Salem, where love is a battlefield and family legacies are both a shield and a sword, this week promises a seismic shift in the lives of its youngest and most vulnerable residents. The air is thick with the poignant scent of shattered innocence and the cold, calculating chill of vengeance. As one heart breaks under the weight of trauma, another hardens with purpose, while a pillar of the community is forced to deliver a truth that could shatter a man's world. This isn't just another week in Salem. It's a crucible, forging new paths through fire and pain. Holly's agony. The walls close in, pushing love away. The most heartbreaking storyline this week centers on Holly Jonas, a young woman desperately trying to navigate the aftermath of her near-fatal overdose. To the outside world, she's recovering, physically, at least. She's home. She's surrounded by her worried mother, Nicole, and her ever-supportive boyfriend, Tate Black. But inside, Holly is a maelstrom of guilt, shame, and a profound sense of unworthiness that no amount of family love can easily erase. Tate has been her rock. His devotion has been unwavering, a lighthouse in the stormy sea of her consequences. He represents normalcy, a past life of teenage romance and carefree days. But for Holly, that very normalcy is now a trigger. Every loving look from Tate feels like a judgment. Every tender touch is a reminder of the person she was and the person she fears she can never be again. She is trapped in a prison of her own making, and the walls are decorated with the face of the boy she loves. This week, that internal pressure reaches its breaking point. In a scene fraught with raw emotion, Holly makes the most difficult decision of her young life. She pushes Tate away. It doesn't happen with a dramatic shout, but with a devastating whisper. "I need you to stop coming around, Tate," she might say, her voice hollow, her eyes avoiding his. "I can't do this. I can't be who you need me to be right now." For Tate, it's a rejection that cuts deeper than any argument. He has stood by her, defended her, and loved her with a purity that is rare in Salem. He cannot understand that her pushing him away isn't a lack of love, but a perverse form of it. In her fractured mind, she is protecting him, saving him from the broken, toxic person she believes she has become. She is sacrificing her own happiness to free him from the burden of her recovery. This tragic miscalculation sets both teenagers on a lonely path, proving that sometimes the deepest wounds are inflicted with the best of intentions. Sophia's gambit, the mouse that roars. While Holly retreats from love, another young woman in Salem is preparing to weaponize it. Sophia, the new girl in town who has quickly found herself entangled with the troubled Tate Black, has been quietly observing the dynamics of the Brady/Black family from the periphery. She's seen the drama, felt the tension, and developed genuine feelings for Tate. But Sophia is not content to simply be a spectator or a consolation prize. She has a plan, and this week, she puts it in motion. Sophia has recognized a fundamental truth about her situation. As long as Holly is in the picture, Tate's heart, however bruised, will remain with her. Sophia's goal is not merely to comfort Tate in his time of need. It is to permanently reposition herself as his primary love interest. Her strategy is a calculated blend of empathy and opportunism. She will be there for Tate the moment Holly's rejection lands, offering a sympathetic ear and a safe harbor. She will subtly reinforce the idea that he deserves someone who is fully present, someone unburdened by scandal and trauma, someone like her. This isn't the classic scheming of a Salem villainess. It's more nuanced. Sophia genuinely believes she is better for Tate. She sees Holly as a liability and herself as the stable, positive future he needs. Her plan involves carefully timed words of affirmation, creating new, happy memories to overwrite the painful ones associated with Holly, and slowly, methodically, making herself indispensable. She is playing the long game, betting that proximity and perceived stability will win out over a fractured first love. Her actions will create a compelling love triangle, but one where two sides are operating in entirely different emotional universes, one in retreat and one on the advance. Kayla's heavy burden, a doctor's dire news. Amidst the teenage turmoil, a sobering, adult crisis is unfolding at University Hospital. Dr. Kayla Johnson, the moral compass of Salem's medical community, finds herself in an unenviable position. She is faced with the task of delivering devastating news to Brady Black. The focus is on the long-term health consequences of the tainted drug that nearly killed Holly. While Holly's immediate survival was a miracle, the ordeal is far from over. Kayla, after reviewing extensive test results and consulting with specialists, has discovered a permanent, life-altering complication. The specifics could be manifold. Perhaps the substance has caused irreversible damage to Holly's heart, rendering her vulnerable for life. Maybe it has impacted her neurological functions, threatening her cognitive abilities or motor skills. Or, in a crueler twist, it could have left her unable to ever have children. Whatever the diagnosis, Kayla must now sit down with Brady, a man who has already endured more than his share of loss and pain, and explain that his daughter's future will be forever shadowed by this one mistake. This scene is a masterclass in quiet devastation. Kayla, the consummate professional, must temper her medical precision with profound empathy. She knows this family, she loves this family, and delivering this blow is a personal agony. For Brady, the news is a second earthquake, following the first that nearly took his child. The initial crisis was about survival. This one is about quality of life. The guilt he already feels for not protecting Holly will be magnified 1,000-fold. Anger, despair, and a relentless thirst for vengeance against those responsible will clash within him. Kayla's words won't just inform a medical condition. They will ignite a father's rage, setting Brady on a collision course with anyone he deems culpable, promising a firestorm of retaliation in the weeks to come. The interconnected web of Salem's pain. What makes these parallel storylines so compelling is their intricate interconnection. Holly's decision to push Tate away is directly fueled by the very trauma that Kayla is quantifying for Brady. She doesn't just feel emotionally broken. If the news involves a physical or cognitive disability, she may now feel physically broken too, solidifying her belief that Tate is better off without her. Simultaneously, Sophia's plan is entirely dependent on the rift created by Holly's trauma. She is building her future on the foundation of Holly's despair, and Brady's impending rage will cast a long shadow over all of them. If he goes on a warpath, targeting anyone from Xander due to his initial involvement with the drugs to Constantine as a master manipulator in the background, he will inadvertently create more chaos, further destabilizing the very environment his daughter needs to heal. This is Days of Our Lives at its best, a layered narrative where personal decisions have ripple effects, where a doctor's diagnosis can fuel a revenge plot, and a young woman's heartbreak can empower a rival's ambitions. It's a poignant exploration of how trauma reshapes lives, not in a single, catastrophic moment, but in the slow, painful, and often misguided choices that follow. As the week unfolds, Salem stands on a precipice. One young woman is breaking her own heart to save another's. Another is strategically mending it for her own gain. And a father is having his heart shattered by a truth he can never unhear. In this town, the days of our lives are never just days. They are battles, and this week, the fight for love, identity, and justice begins anew.